started. People come in as they come. We have people on Facebook Live and Instagram, so it's all good. All right. 2023 is a year that we all want to get blessed. We all want to do great in whatever we do. And I really believe the place to start is our financial wealth. And most people don't understand it, but the value of having a great FICO score, well, we're going to talk about it. So let me share and get started with you all. And today I'm going to give you all the really ingredients to having a great FICO score and tell you how, no matter where you are, we have answers for you. If you're 400 FICO score, 500 FICO score, life happens and we find ourselves in the wrong place. The key thing is to get information. And hopefully sometime before the end of the seminar, I have a couple that's going to come on that's maintained over 800 FICO score probably for the last 10 years. So for you guys to see what they do, because it's available to every one of us. I mean, I follow what they did and I got there. But I want you to see somebody that's been doing it for a long time. It's a lifestyle. All right, so how to build a FICO score, no matter where we are, to getting it to the top of the mountain. Okay, so first, okay. My name is Gary Nix. I'm a broker associate with Keller Williams. Been in real estate for over 15 years. I've done over 600 transactions. So I really do know, I've been gifted in finding ways to get people to be able to move on and have a better life. I'm Compass certified and 72 Sold certified. Really passionate about 72 Sold. In case you want to know what that is, it's a new way of selling real estate, and I'm part of that. Okay. So let's talk about the myth understanding around credits. And this is, what is a myth? It's really what we believe around us that what credit is, right? So I would love some audience participation on this. If anybody, I see Jamil, I don't know if you can put your audio on so I can have you participate with me. Thank you so much. Okay, so the 3 myth understanding, I just want you to read it, the myth, and then I will give the response to that, okay?
Sure.
All right, first myth.
The first myth is I don't need credit.
Okay, and yes, you can do without credit. A lot of people go like that and thinking, oh, I don't need credit. I'm just gonna, anything I wanna buy cash. That's great if you have the cash, but you're gonna find out you can't get to places without credit. You can book a flight with your cash, right? You wanna travel, you can book it with, so you do need credit. You can do without it, okay? Second myth.
I don't want to debt. Okay, I don't want debt and be in debt to the man.
That's right. You want good debt. Again, that's a myth that we say to ourselves, that I don't want to be in debt to the man, whoever the man is, right? But the truth is, you want good debt. You cannot have quality life without debt. And when I talk to the couple, you guys will see what they do with good credit. The lifestyle you can have without even spending a dime, because you've had a credit on your credit cards, right? Okay, let's go to the third myth. Jamil, come on back on.
I don't want to be too straight. So little, I can barely see it.
Okay, I want an edgy life. I don't want to be too straight. Again, that's the myth around it, that if you have credit, you're a straight person, you're a blue collar person. No, the truth is, you're being straight or edgy does not debar you from having good credit. it shows you have wisdom, right? There's wisdom in having good credit, okay? So imagine the world of endless possibilities, okay? This is what good credit does for you. You get the best of cake. You are resolved the best sitting in, in any place. You suffer less than anyone. What does that mean? That means we all got to spend money on something, but your cost of spending it is less than everyone. This is why you see two people make the same money, and this other person they've got all this other stuff, and they go on this vacation. You're like, what? We're doing the same thing. We're making the same money. How does this person do it? Good credit can do that for you. You get considered for anything you want. So, the life of a prince and princess is available to you. Nothing comes easy, but everything are results of our choices. So let's kind of bring this on. Now, I don't know if my guest is on yet. I don't think so. Okay, so we'll move that to when they come on, because I really wanted to kind of quickly interview these people so we can see what they do. All right. So, and same way, if we have two brothers that's buying the same type of car, worth $50,000, and both made the same down payment of 10%. Okay, so you put 10% down, the other brother puts 10% down. What is the difference when you have good or not so good credit? Well, let's take a quick look at that. So one brother putting 10% down because he's given special financing. Still looks good, right? It still looks good, but the credit is not so good. So you got special financing. The cost of the car is $822 a month, for 72 months, right? Now, here's the difference. The other brother that has a better credit, instead of $822, is $616 per month. This is the difference. Now, you say, oh, that's not a big deal, 616, 822, that's only $200 more. But it's $200 more for 6 years, right? That's $200 more that you can have a more quality life with every month, right? That's the difference. Now, let's look at the same brothers buying a house. Now, when we put this down, rates are even different today. And this is what we find. Putting 10% down a house, that's $650. One is paying, $4,000, and the other one is paying less than $3,500. That's $500 less for 30 years. Are you guys seeing the value of having this good credit? It really does, bring it on for us that we need to have good credit. Okay. All right. So, as you all know, the FICO score is rated by 3 companies: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. They all report slightly different in different variation. One of them report like all your student loans. I think it's reported by 2 credit, bureau. They all report all your revolving credits. That's why your revolving credit is really, really big. Your car loan is reported by 1 or 2 of them. Okay. So what is a trade line? A trade line is a record of activity for any type of credit extended to a borrower and reported to a credit bureau. Basically, your credit, any credit you got, is a trade line, and that's reported like that. The power is in our hands. What we do, how we do it is really in our hands. And how is that? The key thing is to communicate, right? Most people like, oh, when you're down for the month, if you get a call, you don't want to answer this call. Answer this call, because that's the key. Even in a mortgage, I tell people all the time, if life happens and you can't pay your mortgage, all you need to do is call your bank. If you call them, they can hold it up and not charge you for that month. And they can put it on the back of your note. As opposed to you don't say anything, 30 days late, now you are completely stopped for the next year in getting access to any good credit, any good credit consideration. So those are the slight differences, right? So answer every call from your creditors. This is a lifestyle. If you make it a habit of answering all these calls, you got no problem, right? You always communicate your situation. Like I said, even if it's a small credit card, Target or whatnot, and you can't make that $25 payment, for this month, all you gotta do is call the bank. And they, believe it or not, I don't care, Synchrony Bank is a tough bank, but if you call them beforehand, they will not hit you for it. They will not hit you for the 30 days late. The 30 days late will really, it can dampen your credit 60 points or 100 points, just like that. Okay. Just respond to every threat of collection. Don't say because you went to, I've seen people tell me over the years that, I went to the hospital, I had to have a medical treatment, and I sent people, and they send me a bill. They're not supposed to send me the bill. I don't owe them anything. My insurance is paying for it. Well, if you respond to it, it will not get there. And yeah, sometimes they make a mistake, but if you don't respond to it, guess what? It then goes into collection. So this is a lifestyle, a thing for us to do before it gets bad, right? And the facts to know around this is this, okay? So your credit score is rated, from as low as it can be to as high as 850. So if you are in the 400 to 500, you're very poor. You're fair in the 500 to 600, you're good in the 600 to 700, and you're excellent in the 700 to 850, right? Of course, we want to get to excellent, and today's goal is to how each one of us can get to 800 without any problem. Okay. So you never fully charge your revolving accounts. No matter how much, credit you got, 1,000, 5,000, 25,000, never fully charge it, okay? People say, you either, before you charge, if life happens and you need something big right away, it's better for you to call the bank, have them expand your credit limit before you use it. If you use it, it's too late, for you to then call them. So you never want to charge 100% of your credit line. Keep your revolving account under 30%. Your balances. So no matter how good you're feeling when you go shopping, don't shop, the time shop till you drop. Well, if you're gonna shop till you drop, make sure you don't charge your card till it's full. Keep it under 30. And if you're gonna charge over 50%, know that you'll have a plan to pay back within 30 days under the 30%. Good. I think I see Norris on here. Okay. Welcome, my friend. We were just talking about, I'm gonna come back to this. Is Renee with you too?
Yes, we can't see ourselves, but we can see you.
Hi, Nick.
Okay. Can you guys fix, because I want people to see you all. So
Show the camera. Where's camera?
That's the camera there, yeah. That's the one next to it. You just muted, unmute.
Oh, okay.
there you go.
Yeah, you
There
just
we go.
unmuted,
Awesome,
you just
awesome.
muted.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming. Really, really appreciate it, for coming. I talked to the audience already about this is a couple that's living it, right? You've been maintaining, tell us how long you've had the 800 plus FICO score.
We've been in the 800 FICO club for about 20 years, maybe, or more. 25.
Lord Jesus. So Well, Renee, talk to me. What got you to that level of maintaining good credit? What was the reasoning behind it? Because everything is always information, right? Is it somebody that gave you the information, or were you just that diligent from the get-go?
Well, the main thing was something you said earlier, and that was minimizing how much credit you're using. And so when we got to where we started minimizing and using, like I said, the credit card, not using more than 50%, trying to use only 30%, and then paying it off in full every month. And so once we started doing that, we started seeing the score go up, and in the age of credit as well.
Okay, all right. So, Norris, talk to me, because I know you got something to say for sure. So how do you stay on it though? I mean, for 20 years to be having 800 FICO score. Now, actually, I'm sorry. Tell us about the dividends. What are the things, the perks that you get because of that?
Well, one of the things, of course, is you get the lower interest rate when you're purchasing something on credit. Because they look at your history, they look at your ability to pay back, and they offer you their most attractive interest rate.
Okay.
That's one of the perks of having good credit. It was, in a sense, we kind of almost used it as collateral.
Okay.
So you have good credit, people will extend credit to you. I found that banks and credit unions, they want to lend money to people who really don't need the money. So in a way, you have to kind of portray yourself as if you really didn't need the money, and that you were just kind of extending and inviting them in, because now they're looking at you as they can make money off of you. And they know you.
So now tell us about, I'm sure like if you need to travel somewhere, going on a flight, do you have extra free trips, extra hotel booking because of your good credit?
Well, we kind of just now started taking vacations just recently. We just used our passports last Thanksgiving, and we've traveled extensively last year after the pandemic had opened up. So prior to that, when we were just having that high credit, we weren't really getting the travel experience, or rather the travel benefits. We're just now taking on those benefits, and we're adding to it our AARP discount as well as our. And I'm a veteran, and so we have, for example, in LA, I used to register 3 cars for $1,500. Here, I just registered my 3 cars. How much was it, Jim? It was $60 for all 3. One of them is exempt. So we're taking the credit to another level.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles, on one of my primary residences, my property tax was $5,500 a year. Here, they give a discount and for senior credit, a new credit for us, and our taxes was $1,500.
Right. Okay. All right.
Where is here? Where is here? What's the new location? Where's here?
The credit game continues to unfold.
Okay.
With a higher score, the other thing is, as he said, they offer you more than you're asking for. A lot of times we just ask for a certain amount. They want to give you more than that amount, yes, based on the score, because they know you're going to pay them back. We don't normally take it, but they often, when we apply for something, they want to give us more than we're asking for.
Nice.
Which, no, we don't take.
All right. Well, thank you. You guys, hold on. I'm going to come back to you. Let me quickly go through the slides. All right. So I want you guys, you've seen a couple, like any one of us that's doing it, and they've been doing it for a long time. And these are the, the benefits of it. So, and the key thing is never to have any late payment. Never be late on your payment. That's really, again, before you get too late, it's better you call in. And if you call in, you can work it out with your lender. So sometimes lives happen. We cannot control every situation, right? Uh, so the key is communication. And I really want people to know this because, you know, sometimes we think maybe the cause of the color of our skin or who we are or whatnot. The banks are there to work out with everybody. They really are. And if life happens, all you got to do is call them. I mean, I have a couple right now that, you know, again, life happens to them. They call the bank, they give them a deferment on their mortgage for like 6 months. You know, so they have plenty of equity on the property, but if they did not make that call, they have 30 days late, 60 days late, now they are in notice of default. So it's just making those calls and letting people know about it. So let's talk about how we can establish credits, right? This is for somebody, you don't have a credit, how can you establish it? One, well, a good place to get started is getting a secure credit card. A lot of big banks, I know Wells Fargo and Bank of America does this. And I think Capital One also does it. You put your own money with them and they open up a secure card. Now, the mistake most people make when they open a secure card is they think, oh, that's my money, I can spend it anyhow. No, it's still a credit card and you still got to keep your balances low. And your credit can go up. You know, you from no credit, you can get to 660 like that. And then the other part is to always keep it under 30%. And if you want to quickly, I had a young lady that had no credit. I told her I opened a secure card, and then the mom had her to one of our revolving cards. She went from 0 to 769 like that in like 30 days. So it's quite possible to get there. Now, if she has some extended time on trade line, she can be at the 800, you know, like that too. So getting from bad to good. Now, this is for people, I was gonna show you guys some credit, but you know, I didn't wanna go through where I make a mistake of not erasing people's stuff out of it. But I wanted to show you guys some credit of where, you know, somebody that was 432 at one point and got that person to 660 within 3 months. But this is the reason why you are 432. You are you have a lot of lates, a lot of collections, and you have no revolving credit, right? You have no revolving credit, you just have a bunch of collections. So the key to getting that taken care of. Now, there are some people that have a whole lot, and I've had people that had a lot of collections, and I'm gonna tell you what they can do. I don't care where you are, you can get better. Everything is information. I'm hoping the information you guys get today, you can take advantage of it. So if you have collections that are not that big, be willing to settle on them. You know, some people will say, no, I didn't, they should not have given me that collection. I did this, I did that. You know, maybe your cable company, you cancel your cable company and you didn't turn in your box and they charge you for it. And just settle it, just settle it. And then, of course, decide to never be late on any credit that you have, because if you're late today, 30 days late, it's just going to affect you, but it starts going away as time goes by. 6 months, a year off, your credit start getting back to where it's supposed to be. You keep your balances under 30%. If you got to charge it over, just bring it down, you know, under that 30%. And again, always communicate with your lender. Getting from good to great. Now, that means you are in the 650 range, 640 to 680, you're good. But how do you get better, you know, to the 700 and hopefully to the 800? Keep your balances. Now you want to keep your balances under 10% at the end of the month, all right? Keep your credits going for a long time. Don't, you know, people will say, oh, I pay off this credit, I'm gonna cancel it. No, don't do that. I still have credits from 30 years ago. And I just will go use them every now and then so that I can know it's still getting some scores, right? Make time, keep them active for as long as you can. Just use them from time to time. Don't say because you paid off this Macy's card, you're never gonna use it again. No, you're always gonna find out you need to go to those places anyway. Don't go use your ATM, use your credit. Your credit should actually be used as your ATM. Just plan on paying it back. You hear the couple mention that they pay it back at the end of the month. That's the key for 800 FICO score. You got to pay it back, whatever you charge, and plan to pay back. If not immediately, within 2 months, you pay it back to zero. And then when you need it again, you use it again, right? And here's the thing, you don't have to have a big, I've seen people with 800 FICO score and they don't have big credits, right? They've got $1,000 limit here, $1,500 limit there, but they still do it because it's the same principle. They pay it off at the end of each month and they keep using it, and that's gonna get you into the 800 score. So the habits we want to pick up, change bad habits to, and form new ones. Remember, you deserve a great life and choose the wise path, right? Change your thinking and change your world. Now let me talk a little bit about that. Okay, so we all do things from what we know, right? What we have been told, what people around us do. It's given for everybody. We do things from our environment, our parents, our brothers and sisters, our friends, what they do, right? And that's I would think that's the right way to do. And we feel it that way, and we start taking the same action, and it gives us the same result. So when it comes to this area of credit, I want us to reprogram our mind and know that we deserve to be like this couple, to have 800 FICO score all the time. It doesn't matter where you are, you deserve it. And then when you think like that, and you feel that, guess what? Now you get more purposeful, like, okay, so I need to always make sure I make my payments. I need to make sure I keep my credits down. If I'm in trouble, I can call. You change all of those doings, and all of a sudden you start getting different results. So let's talk about what that result. You really can live the best life possible. I recently took a trip to London in September with my family, and we stayed at a very nice hotel in downtown London. And I didn't spend a dime for that hotel. I mean, literally, well, let me not say I didn't spend a dime. I spent like maybe $200, on, whatever little stuff they bring into the hotel. But as far as staying in the hotel, that hotel costs about $450 a day. And we had 2 rooms, and it didn't cost me a dime because I had Hilton Honor points that I've built up with my credit card. So I just used it took a lot of my points away. It took a lot of my points away, but we were there for like 7 days and it didn't cost me anything. That's living the best life possible. Even my daughter that I went to visit over there, like, wow, Dad, you're living in this, you're staying at this hotel. Maybe you should help us out with some stuff. She didn't understand that it didn't cost me anything. That's living the best life possible. So now let's talk about how to dispute your credit, because I understand people on this medium, you have people who are like, okay, I have bad credits. How am I going to get it resolved? Well, let's talk about that. I usually recommend to hire a professional, finding the right professional. And I'm going to tell you the different level of professional that you do, how they can help you, okay? First one is they will either write the letter. Now, you can do this yourself, but it's really tough if it's not your profession for you to keep your eye on the ball. They write letters in 30 days turnaround, disputing. This is really good for old collections that have been charged off. You write it off, you write them letters, and in 30 days, if they don't respond, you can report that to the credit bureau and they can take it off. And this is what professional company will do for you, because they know for every file when they need to get a response, right? And this is amazing, because I had a lady that had a massive amount of collection did this, and I was shocked because I pulled a credit when she first came, and it was just a lot of them. I said, go through this route. And, you know, about 4 months later, half of it has been deleted because they've gone away. So it does work, okay? Then there are some that are still active reported. When we say active, it's still being reported as part of your current credit. It's better to settle on those. You know, whatever the price, you usually can settle 50 to anywhere from 40 to 60% on them. Now, you may need somebody to make the call for you, because a lot of times this lender, when you call, they were like, oh, we'll give you 25% off. And a professional calls for you, and all of a sudden you're getting 50 to 60% off. So settle those collections. It will take that score off, that negative score off of your board, right? Now, for the serious people, you have a foreclosure, a short sale, a bankruptcy that's closed. You want to seek a lawyer. You have some law companies that deal with credit. And I'm going to tell you what they do and do it so well. I work with one law firm for a minute, and what they did is they will get 50 files together, take it to the federal court, and send a invitation to all these lenders for their representative to be at court. Of course, those people are not going to show up because it's 50 different files. All these lenders are not going to come up for one file, and they will take it off your record completely. Yeah, foreclosure, short sale, bankruptcies. This, I mean, it costs a pretty penny, like almost 35 to 4 grand, depending on where you go to. But this is worth it. And by the way, if you have lates that's been closed, it will also get wiped out through this lawsuit. It just costs you more to get it done. Okay. So let's climb the ladder to great credit. Okay. Again, I just want to reinforce. Let me see. We're still good on time. Yeah, we're good on time because we're gonna have Q&A time. The ladder to great credit is really as simple as what we've been talking about. If you generally pay on time and no late, you will hover from 640 to 680 FICO score. Just by paying on time and not being late at all, you're gonna hover around this FICO score. If you keep your balances under the 30% usage, now you'll start hovering around 700 to 740 FICO score. If you keep it below 10%, then you're talking about 740 to 780, right? That means you're never late, but you also keep your balances that low, 10% to under 10%. Now, to get to the 800, you heard from my famous couple here, right? They pay their payments every month. They charge it constantly, and they pay it off literally every month. This is where you are in the 800 to 850 FICO score. And again, you gotta keep all those credit. You'll have the revolving all the time, and you keep it. And this is what gets you to that level. It's not an easy thing to attain, but it's. I mean, we'll have some questions from them. So let me bring them back on. Okay, I think I did that. Okay, so actually, if anybody have any questions, Norris and Renee, if anybody has any questions for them before I ask other questions. Nobody? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
my
do
first
have a
question.
question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay. Go
Good
ahead.
morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, I do. I had about 800 FICO score before. Then a friend of mine needed a car, and I have to co-sign. They are paying most of the time monthly, but when they can't pay, I look in my, I say, I have to pay this. So I end up paying and then they pay me later. How can I get myself out of this loop that is taking my name totally and put their name in there? How do I go about it?
Okay, that's actually pretty
Right.
easy. Um,
Your
all you,
name, and have them finance it in their name only.
that's it.
I can't understand you.
I'm sorry. You have to have them refinance it in their name only.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy. It's right. All you need to do is have them, especially if they've had it for over a year.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's more than 3 years.
oh yeah, definitely. They can go back and refinance and take your name off. You know, and
Where
the bank will okay them because they've been paying for 3 years. I mean, you've been keeping it where they're paying for 3 years with no problem. So the bank will allow them to refinance it.
Well, refinancing, that means the interest rate might go up as the economy is now. But during the time I get this, sign my name on this, we got 1.99% interest rate. You think they might be able to maintain that or it might go up?
Well, I think that's a decision you have to make. You have to consider you've helped them to get to this level.
Yes.
How they take care of themselves, that's on their plate. You just taking
Okay.
your name off of it. So don't be so concerned about what their payments are. You've helped them, build that. And the truth is now they'll have a lesser balance, obviously. Let's say they bought the car for 30,000 and now they owe $10,000 on it. So whatever
They
they
only owe 12,000
okay.
and the car was 46.
Okay, so yeah, it will be easy for them. That's an easy thing for them to do. But just
Okay.
have them refinance it and take your name off.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got
Yes, I do. This
I
is
have two
Sade.
questions.
All right.
I
Hold on,
I
Jamil.
know two people talking.
Okay, yes, go ahead, Shadi, go ahead and talk.
Yes, my question is about student loan. Actually, my credit score was looking good until recently with this student. Actually, it's a parent loan for my son, and all of a sudden, it's showing. What is the impact of the student loan on the credit score now? How is that going to be impacted?
Okay,
Unless,
so
yeah.
all right, so with student loan, it's not as bad as a revolving credit, but it is bad if you have late on it. But as soon as the late is taken away and is back to normal, it doesn't ding you that much. The key thing, it must be current. So what happened with most student loan is because people are forbearance or they're not making payment on it. Of course, their balances always go. Let's say you get a student loan for 40,000. When you're not making payment, interest is still being charged. So now your
Right.
balance is reflecting 45,000, 46,000. And then when your payment is due and you don't make the payment, it affects, obviously, it's going to ding you, 50, 60 points. But as soon as I'll find out, as soon as I get people to make it current again, student loan, that's why it's not reported by all the 3 bureaus, it's reported by 2 of them. You can be right back to where you are, so long as it's current,
Okay.
current. All right, Jamil.
Thank you.
Okay, Jamil, you have some questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. The first one is the gentleman. He kept saying that I guess they moved somewhere. I was trying to understand where that was as far as. And then the second question was I'm staying consistently right around 720 to 750. I'm I'm trying to get over the hump and get into the 800 club, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, I'm paying everything on time. I don't have any lates. So I mean, what else can I do?
Okay. All right, notice you can answer this one.
One of the things you could do is increase the account balance so that you can actually have more credits that you can draw from. You don't have to use the money, but let's say one of your accounts, they have a $2,000 credit limit on it. You can request for a $3,000 credit limit. Then that will make it show that you need even less of their money. So one way we did in the past would be to increase our credit limit so that you have more available, and then that gives you a higher score. And then we moved to the beautiful, beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Love it, man. Oh.
So what they are saying is really cool. They're right. It's your percentage of usage that gives you the power. So if you have $1,000 credit limit and you're using 200 or 300, right? So if you have a $10,000 credit limit and you're using 500, it's your percentage of usage. That's where the power comes from. So that's what they're talking about, that, yeah, you can have a bigger credit limit. It doesn't mean you're using it all, but the percentage of usage gives you more power to getting you to the 800 FICO score. Most people that have 800 FICO score, I mean, I've had people that, you know, they have that black Amex where you can spend 50,000. It doesn't mean they use it. It's just the power to do it, right? So that's how your score go up and up like that. Any other questions? Okay, so you all see the value of having this, you know, FICO score, how it can work, you know, for us, right? It's really knowledge that if we have a bad credit, we can get it better, and if we have good credit, we can get it to the best level. And when I show the example of the two brothers, and this is really a lifestyle, and in order for attain the best possible lifestyle, yes, I'm sure Norris and Renee will probably say anytime they go somewhere, the credit is like, oh, can you use your credit? Can we give you a new credit? And they say, no, we don't need it. But it's good to have some. You cannot do without it. You gotta have, you know, 4 or 5 credits that you're maintaining and you're using. And it's really a beautiful thing, because, you know, I see this as a hamper every time I'm dealing with people, you know, buying a home. You know, a good credit can make a huge difference in getting finance for the home at a very low rate. I just had a couple that we were dealing with a payment of $3,900, and then the credit changed when they repull it. Now their payment is $5,100. You know, I had to encourage them, go ahead. This is what you got to do to get your credit back up, and in 6 months we can revisit it for you. But that's really the power of having that great credit. It allows us to really get the very best in everything we do. So I'm gonna say thank you to everybody. My special guests, Norris and Renee, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your lifestyle. And I hope with people seeing you guys, if we can see that it's, you know, anyone like us, you know, that can do this thing. It's not like it has to be somebody up on the hills, whatever you think. It's people like you and I that do. It's just they are aware of it, and they do things well around it, and it provides that, you know, prince and princess life that they can live, you know. So and that can be any one of us. It really can be. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming on. I guess we always have a drawing for